stolen car chop shop and 2 different squatters move into your property even before you get any work started. This is Frank Billman, and this is his story. So let's go inside.
So I picked up this house from a wholesaler, and took us a while to get to actual closing. So I would frequently drive by the property weekly. So actually 2 days before closing, I see a car parked in front of the driveway when there should be no cars here. So what do? I pull into the driveway, I knock on the door, and there was no one here. So I kick in the door, and at the same time I called my handyman to go pick up a lock set because we're gonna close in 2 days. So we secure the place, lock it up. I called the owner saying that there's been a break-in, the vehicle's here, and I'm nervous about what's gonna happen. So they call the cops, and then a lady comes in who actually knew the squatter. I was telling them, hey, you guys gotta go. And then she's like, well, we know my rights. I'm like, no, I'm staying here. And I threw your stuff out, and if you wanna get it, you're welcome to. The police are on their way. But she refused to. Anyway, the owner arrives and has that woman arrested.
All right, so here's the second scenario. I already closed on the property. We had that one squatter before I actually closed. Of course, I'm a little paranoid about this property. I frequently drive up and down this busy street because I have other properties in the area. I pass the house, and you see this window, how it's open. Well, I drive by this time, I'm already owning it, and now I see it open and the freaking curtain coming out. I'm like, oh no, what the hell's going on now? So I immediately make a U-turn down the street and pull in. I walk over this way. Mind you, I owned it already and I boarded up the place. So the only way they could get in was through a freaking window. And I had this like come in through here, and I see that all of this is all smashed. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know, I'm like, yo, who's in there? And I hear, hey, I'm not trying to cause trouble. I'm like, get the fuck out. I'm calling the cops. 2 minutes later, after we talked, he's freaking, you see his big ass coming out of freaking door of the window and walking down that way. I start following him and filming him. By the time the cops actually do show up, he's at that corner by that street, by the school, and makes a left. The cops stay here, and you know, there's maybe 5, 6 cop cars. They actually catch them, they bring them back, I identify them, and I show them the pictures because I did take pictures of them. And they're like, do you want to press charges? I'm like, yeah, I don't want them ever coming here. He's like, well, it's a misdemeanor, so I mean, there's nothing, we're just gonna take them away and then have them released. Third time's a charm. So 10 days later, I'm cruising by. You know, I'm really paranoid of this property. 2 squatters in a matter of freaking 5 days from owning it. 10 days later, you know, I'm driving by as usual. Cars are always frequently passing by. You think it's safe, everything looks, I got it boarded up. You drive by and you see the 2x4s. I'll show you pictures. This time when I'm driving by, you could see the garage door, because you could see that this side where it's all smashed in a little bit, it came off hinge and it was up in there. So from the street, you could actually see a tire. I'm like, what the hell? So I immediately come in and see the tire. Now I'm paranoid. I turn around, I see this busted, and a Dodge Hemi, a Durango with the Hemi engine in it, modded out, looked nice. It looked really nice. There was 2 cars. It was a Chrysler in here also with the Hemi engine. So I immediately called the cops because I didn't want to go in because the window was busted. And I let them, this time I brought a screwdriver, we unscrewed the doors, they walked the property, there was no one here. They abandoned the vehicles here. It was unreal.
So guys, what a nightmare. So Frank, did you feel like giving up throughout the whole process?
There was times when I absolutely did want to just give up and quit and maybe wholesale it to someone else. But I mean, the cash flow was so great, I wanted to keep it.
So how much is the cash flow?
$800.
$800 in cash flow. And guys, a lot of times, right? Real estate is not easy. I know it's supposed to be sunshine and rainbows all the time, but guess what? This is reality. Anytime you have a business of any kind, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have problems with real estate. It just happens to be, you're going to fail inspections. You're going to have things like people breaking in, tenants will abuse the property. But guess what? People do it for a couple of reasons. Number one is
cash flow.
Cash flow. Number 2 is you build up equity. Number 3 is obviously appreciation. And number 4 is depreciation. So this is property number 44 for you,
44th.
right?
Yeah.
And what's next?
Couple more.
Couple more. So he's working on a couple more properties. Guys, most people have theories. We have properties. You want to know how to own properties? Go to andrewholmesrealestate.com and see you soon.